We're entering Corneria City now.
This is horrible.
Oh, wait, wrong game. Why do we get hyped over video games? And this is a genuine question. I'm not talking shit about Starfield. Well, yet. Now for me, there are two reasons for why I get hyped over a video game. Reason number one, good marketing. You can have the shittiest game imaginable, but if you know how to market that shit, you can make any game look like the second coming of Jesus. It's marketing 101, and I have definitely fallen into that trap many times before. Watch Dogs, Final Fantasy 15, Cyberpunk 2077, but then you have games like The Last of Us Part 2, where even though the trailers looked amazing, I honestly don't think I would have been as hyped about it if I didn't play the previous game. And this is where we get into the second reason for why I get hyped over video games. Reason number two, earning the player's trust through previous actions. Hyping up a game is one thing, but when a company has actually delivered on those promises in the past, that is when you have earned the trust of the people and they go from being players to being fans. Because you gave the players exactly what they wanted and now you have earned their trust. You can create a fan for life when you earn a player's trust. And when I say fan for life, I'm talking about a fan who will defend any game a company makes even if it's bad. Because of that one good game a company made in the past, they now believe that every game they make is good and they can never do wrong. These are the fans that ruin the video game industry. If you're a fan of a video game series and you want to do everything in your power to support it, then I get it. But we do not need you dumbass fans dick riding every shitty game a good company makes, because that does not help the game or the company in the long run. Because all you are doing is allowing these companies to hide the problems and get away with it. So now you're basically defending a bank robber. This is like that single supportive parent who always talks highly about their son, even when they are doing terrible. There's a school performance and their son is the fifth guy on the violin, and the entire time she's shouting, "Oh my God, do you hear my son? Oh my God, he's so good! Oh my God, that's my son up there, everyone! That's my son!" And then there's me shouting behind her,
"Oh, brother, this guy stinks!"
These fans are the cancer of the video game industry, and I can say that with full confidence because I have been that fan. You have no idea how many Sonic games I defended on a daily basis online whenever anyone was talking shit. I tried to convince people that Sonic 06 was good. Let me repeat that slower so you can really take in what I just said there. I tried to convince people that Sonic 06 was a good game. But here's the thing, I'm aware that I was a toxic Sonic fan. And just to be clear, I'm only talking about the fans that try to defend or belittle the problems in video games. If you're a fan who acknowledges the flaws in a video game and you still enjoy it, that's fine. I'm not talking about you. Except you, drinking that Hawaiian punch. I'm talking about the ones who will defend the shittiest games yet are in denial that they are dick riders of a video game company or a series. Now, about this time, you're probably asking yourself, Chicken, what the fuck does this have to do with Starfield? Well, my dear viewer, if you shut the fuck up and let me cook, I'll put the plates on the table, make sure that the food is hot and ready, and then I'll walk over to you and throw it in your face, you fat bitch! So Starfield came out last week, and the hype for this game was ludicrous. I know I talked about the hype for Final Fantasy 16 when the demo came out, but that shit didn't even come close to the hype around Starfield. But now that this game is finally out, I have seen a good amount of people praise this game, and a good amount of people who want to kill the people who praise this game. So it seems we are in a bit of a predicament, and I don't think there is anyone more qualified to talk about this game than a man who has not played it. Okay, so far the biggest problem I've been hearing from people who have been playing this newly released Bethesda game is the fact that it plays like a Bethesda game from 2008. Glitches, awkward facial animations, and the fact that you can't travel planet to planet on your spaceship. Oh wait, I spoke too soon?
Last Thursday, I made a video saying that space exploration in Starfield isn't what people...
Honestly, the only complaint I've heard that's new to Starfield is, what Was it a game?
Fucking
Whoa,
pronouns!
Jesus Christ! Basically, a lot of people are mad because there's a lot of quote-unquote woke shit in the game. Now, I won't get too much into this because I'm trying to keep Twitter away from my channel, but I think Asmongold spoke on this issue the best.
It's a video game. I think that video game, and so that's a good point. So you're saying that because it's a video game, then like it's okay for things not to be the same as they are in real life. I agree with you, but I also think that whenever people see or perceive that there's like an over-representation of something that's not representative of real life, and they know that that over-representation is because of a social expectation or a social issue, I think that actually hurts the game more because it takes away from the immersion whenever they realize that the NPCs that they're interacting with and talking to only exist in the capacity that they exist in because of a social issue that exists in real life. So yeah, I actually don't think that's ultimately true.
And I just want to bring this up, being a black man who plays video games. I have seen so many black characters in different forms of media who simply exist to push forward a social issue or movement, and it pisses me off because it immediately tells me that your message means more to you than the characters themselves. Vacant husks that only exist to push your social narrative forward, instead of giving us complex characters with unique personalities that represent that social narrative in a subtle way but doesn't embody it. The message should not make the character should make the message. And if you want the best example of this, just look at Isaac from Castlevania. So here's what I want you to do. Watch Castlevania, take as many notes as humanly possible, and then show me your homework in the morning. Class dismissed. But what's crazy to me is that even with all these complaints, I have still not seen a bad review for this game because people still found some sort of enjoyment from this game, whether that be from the immersive world, beautiful space atmosphere, or the well voice acted companions in this game. But even when you call the game mid, oh boy, the fanboys are not having that.
I genuinely don't understand why people are trashing the game so much. I was one of the people who thought the game was going to be the game that saves gaming, which gaming is fine, it doesn't need saving, and in my humble opinion, it delivered. The big thing people hate is the planet exploration, with boundaries and all, but what did these people expect? If the entire planet ran at the same time, you wouldn't have—
See, if people were being out of pocket with these complaints, calling out minor nitpicks like, there's no fuckable aliens in this game, 3 out of 10! What? Then I'd understand why these fans are getting butthurt. But honestly, the complaints for Starfield are probably the most fair complaints I've seen in a video game in a while. If this was an up-and-coming video game developer, it would be different. But Bethesda has been doing this for decades. They should have their shit figured out by now. This is a billion-dollar company. They should be getting more than just a few complaints. Now, with all of that being said, will I still be giving Starfield a chance and review it at a later date? No, not even for the reasons I brought up in the video. The reason I will not be playing Starfield is quite simple. It looks fucking boring. From everything I've seen of this game, it looks like they have taken the worst elements from Mass Effect, No Man's Sky, Cyberpunk, and Bethesda games and smashed it all into this game. They don't even have fun glitches like Cyberpunk. They just look lame, honestly, and this never happens to me. The more hype this game got, the less I wanted to play it. And a part of me does believe that there will be some characters I might miss out on that I might like in the game, or an amazing mission or quest I might miss out on, but honestly, I don't care enough to want to find out. I have way too many other games on my list that I am fine with missing out on everything in this game. And what makes this worse is that while everyone was talking about Starfield, I was busy playing the real game of the year contender, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. This is the game that everyone should be talking about. This is a company that gives a shit. If you're a fan of 3D platformers with stylish visuals and the best music to come out of a game in years, then I 100% recommend you play this game. Hell, if you just want a fun-ass game that works perfectly, I couldn't recommend this game enough. And do you want to know the worst part? This game probably won't get nominated for anything. I'm at least hoping it gets nominated for Best Indie Game, if not just outright win it. As a fan of Jet Set Radio, with Jet Set Radio Future being one of my favorite games of all time, this game deserves all the love and support just for making this game possible. So if you haven't played this game, I highly recommend it. Now, at the end of the day, here's the main message I want you to get from this video. You can get hyped for a video game. It's good to have that energy for something, but it's also good to step out of that bubble and look at things from a different point of view as well. And don't get me wrong, I still get hyped over video games. But the difference is when I now play a video game for the first time, I play with the eyes of curiosity. I am eager to see what awaits me, whether it be negative or positive. Because I have seen so many people walk into a video game with the eyes of positivity, only to walk out pissed, sad, or in denial. Don't expect anything from a video game except for a vision, and let that vision be the thing to guide your curiosity. For example, I am not curious to play Starfield at all, but I am very curious to play the Gollum game just for how bad it looks.